Empty base. Empty base. There's some stuff in the silos and the towers, but it's empty. What was that? 12 seconds? I think that was 12 seconds. I don't know. By the time you see the shadows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 13 and a half, 13 seconds just for his Omega Siege maxed stuff. Alright, so we're doing pretty good. Alright, what I'm gonna do is grab me something to drink. But while that's going on, I'm just gonna try some stuff. Let's try it from a different angle this time. With 3 units. Alright, let's see. Don't like that, does it? So it looks like it was pretty much, that's with 2 of them in there now. 2 shepherds. Ain't nobody got no 2 shepherds. I shouldn't have done that because it's not an accurate test. I'm surprised it made it this far with two of them in there. Damn. Empty base survived 2 shepherds, an Omega siege, and whatever else I put in there. It's an empty base. There's no defending units except what's inside the towers and the... So let's do a mixture like, most people would, even though it's not accurate, but let's just walk all over my base and see what happens. Where's the one everybody complains about? DS. That's gotta go first. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. See if it'll let me do it, but I don't think it will. The size. Yep, the size is too big. So what I'll do instead... And I'm going to intentionally deploy from over here away from my heavy turret just to see how well it holds up. But it's probably going to flat it. We'll find out. I don't know. So you see I did that design in less than 30 minutes. Less than 30 minutes. And that was actually screwing up a lot too. So let's see how far 3 air units and 3 or 4 ground units make it. I just need to act like I'm defending what I can though, even though my base is empty. I need to act like I'm really defending. Yep. Something flapped me over there. I don't know what that was. What flapped me over here? There's nothing even over here. Oh, the Prophet. Alright, so hopefully this drone silo will kick in soon. If not, then I'm going to lose a lot of DPS if this doesn't kick into overdrive soon. See, this should have been kicked in. Look how close that is. Look at the ground units. They're all up in here too. This drone silo is crazy, man. Well, I did what I wanted to do. A very quick run through live so that people can see it later. This is just a basic setup. It's not like a pro setup or, high class. It's just the balanced watchtowers, powers mainly in the center. This is a generic setup. Basically, anybody can use this as a basic concept to grow from and to improve from. It's not really good to do the compact bases anymore. And it's not really good to spread them all the way out because even though that takes a lot longer for people to kill, it gives them more things to aim at and stuff like that closer to your base. I think I'm going to lose this one, I think. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell, but it looks that way. I mean, if you look at all three of these go-go bar tests, I mean, just look at them in general, what units I used and the levels of them, and this base setup is very generic and very basic and common nowadays. I mean, not for all players, but I mean, as far as giving yourself coverage around your base, to reach range wise and still stay safe, you know, this works really well. But as you can see, even in this third round, after winning two of the tests, even in this third round, I almost won technically. See? So, I mean, even though the CC's dead, technically with the empty base, I'm still rolling because I got that watchtower sitting there. That's all I got, but it's there. See, as soon as it comes back into range, it's going to immediately go for this because it's the only thing that's going to agitate it. But this is just go-go bar test, just to show people 3 tests. But I'll do one more, and what I'll do is I'll put a base defense in for the same exact way, just to show you the drastic difference in what just putting even just a couple units inside makes, and also how to compact the Dark Storm. And as you can see, this is taking forever, but as soon as this moves in range of this, it's going to start firing because of the, I think it's the Artemimus that's in there, I think, or it might be another one. Here we go. It's almost within range of that watchtower. There we go. There's my sniper. There's going to be another one. Should be right here. There we go. Now let's see if I have victory with an empty base. This makes the third heavy test, kind of, sort of. This one's heaviest so far, but let's see if I survive it with an empty base. I don't think I am, but we'll see. Alright, now what happens if I run? This will have to chase me. So I might have a little bit of skill left if they gotta chase me. But I don't think so. Yep, I'm going to end this one because it got me. That's going to take too long to rub that out. Alright. Now what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put some units in this empty base. We already know what I sent. I sent the Omega company and, the company chopper thing, and I sent. So right off the bat, we're going to want to scream in there, and just as a base test, we're going to put it in the center as a base test. Now to help combat the ground units, I'm going to put in Malcolm and some sharps. Malcolm and some sharps. See? And then also we'll put this with them to speed all of this up. Well, speed this up. Alright, now here's just the difference for just a little bit of units. Let me go ahead and, oh shit. Let me go ahead and put them under the CC, just for this test. Okay, so we're just going to do the same test again, just to see how much better my base does with just a couple units, not many, just a couple. But Darkstorm, Omega Prophet, Siege, Omega Siege, Chopper Company. I mean, there's a couple of big ones in there. Two of the Hermes. Darkstorm, Prophet. Okay. So we're going to do this again and see how it goes. Now I did something I don't normally do. I took those units that I had defending and I walked them over to the Dark Storm. I wouldn't normally do that. I would normally hold back out of the Dark Aurora, but I wanted to see if I could eliminate the threat by approaching it. And basically what has happened is I lost all of that, but I reduced its health down to, what is that, 75%, a little bit less than 75%. So now I just keep this in control, and this is a whole different ball game. Target that guy at him. Target this at that too. And as you can see, we're having a lot different progress here. I mean, it's a lot different. Goodbye. I mean, so I'll show you the units that I put in. I put in very few units, and I did a lot of fucking damage in what would be a short amount of time, because that was the Prophet, the Dark Storm, Omega Siege, Choppa. Okay, so I mean, I sacrificed these to remove 75% of the health off of the Darkstorm. And once I did that, I took a big chunk off of it for the sacrifice. Now, this is probably about what? Maybe Malcolm, Bishop, and this. This is maybe max 15, 20 coins for all that. So even at max coins, it's not bad for that little bit of loss, if it's even that much. But anyways, you can upgrade your Go-Go Bar and other buildings to reduce the coin cost and the time cost. So I mean, you have ways to accommodate yourself. All right. Now that I did that test, I'm gonna do one more basic test because I want it to be seen and shown that you can do anything you put your mind to if you challenge yourself. So while this base is not very strong, people have been complaining about like the dark, not being able to kill the Darkstorm. So I mean, if it's one of your weaknesses, it is, and you just gotta learn how to combat it. And I'm gonna set this over here, I hope, or over here. I don't really care. It doesn't have to be right where I want it. I just want it to come out over here because of the heavy on the side, as an example reference. So as you can see, as soon as it deploys, it's already got its aura way down. So by the time it gets down here, that aura is going to be way down here too, blocking the range of your units. So that's one of the weaknesses that people don't understand about is your range. So with the watchtower here, you'll tap onto that for at least 1 or 2 times. But with it further back, you won't. So by the time this aurora makes it into your base, generally, it's too late. See how it fired off? You want that one shot, at least one shot to happen. And then you might catch it from this one too. See? And here is your Darkstorm. Okay, that's it for now. I hope everybody enjoyed the video and I hope it helps somebody. This is just a basic setup. You know, anybody could use this as long as they have all the buildings. The buildings actually built. You know, you could do something like this. It might not be as pretty or it might be even better, but this is a basic design, you know, to give you coverage around your base. You could always, you know, fine tune it by bringing stuff in, you know, changing stuff around, bringing stuff down inside, even closer to you. If it's not in a zombie event, you could actually put a lot of these buildings in here and fill the gaps and make it more cleaner looking around the outer perimeter. And that removes a lot of targeting too, like Juggernaut and Prophet. You know, the Prophet has to get so close before it can target anything, and you want that to happen. You don't want somebody to deploy their Prophet right here and then aim at this, because the fireball is going to go all the way through your base. And if there's any units in here, they will be hit. You know, so you got to think about stuff like this, moving all these buildings, like when it's not a zombie event, moving all this stuff away from the edge and putting it inside, or making your base more compact and keeping these on the outside but bringing them a little bit further in. So like, you know, the Prophet can't deploy right here and shoot a fireball straight through your base, because, you know, even if somebody wants to use a unit just for one shot, that's all it takes sometimes, is one shot to clear 2 units they may be trying to hit. You know, somebody might deploy their Prophet just to kill 1 unit sitting right here because of the fireball it shoots. So you never know people's intentions, really. Sometimes it's tactics, sometimes it's stupidity, sometimes it's accident, but, you know, people do different tactics for different reasons, like using the hammer tanks and the war rig and a couple other tanks in this game to drive over buildings and cause destruction as they drive over them. You know, that's a really useful feature for suicide units, when you just drive over stuff and, you know, you eliminate hard hard spots in bases. You want to eliminate some of the defenses. And so you suicide some stuff sometimes to take advantage of just a really small weak spot. Even if it's just a small weak spot, it's enough that helps you out. Maybe when you deploy your ground, that you won't be hammered so much. So sometimes people send out little decoys, little distractions, and then they'll drop the Prophet out and let it fire one shot just to kill a whole bunch of shit. Sometimes people don't use it like that though. They use it correctly from a distance because of the range, but different strokes for different folks. Anyways, I put this base back together. It's a little bit different, but I put this design together in less than 30 minutes. And earlier today I said that you could do this in under an hour, so I was right. With the base editor mode and just a little patience, maybe some caffeine or your favorite drink, you could do it in less than 30 minutes and have a basic design. You can tweak it after you're done. That's what you want to do is if it's not a zombie event, see during the zombie event, you want all these buildings out here. That way your turrets hit the spawning zombies before they make it in here. Whereas if you had all of this base editor, if you had all of this in here and the zombies start chewing on it, that means the zombies are going to spawn from inside your defenses. And what happens is all of your defenses aim for that. But if it's out here and it happens, everything is aiming outside of the line, outside of it. See, you have a lot more things that can target it. But when you bring it inside and it gets killed in here, your entire base defense is trying to target that one little section when it should be trying to focus on its perimeter. So you want these buildings on the outside, actually, during the zombie events, unless you're just a really powerful player. If you're just a really, really powerful player, then it doesn't really make a fuck. But if you're a low level, just starting a game with some of the newer, a handful of the smaller generation units, you're going to have to use your walls a lot better than this. You won't be able to do nothing like this. You'll have to surround your power plants, your go-go bar, and your CC to survive these zombies because they're going to be powerful. Each year it gets harder and harder on us. So you have to expect that this event will be even as hard, if not harder, whatever, harder. Okay, so that's 2 base design videos, and I'm going to do another one later. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will talk to y'all later. Evilicious signing off.